So for the workshop today, we're looking at volatiles in magmas. And this is because volatiles are a critical component of magmas, driving volcanic eruptions, creating and modifying planetary atmospheres, and also generating ore deposits. And there's been a huge amount of work quantifying the solubility of volatile species in a wide variety of magma compositions. And also we've had lots of different models coming out to look at magmatic degassing. So the aim of our workshop was to bring together people from across all different disciplines, so experimentalists, numerical modelers, observational researchers who have an interest in the volatile solubility in magmas. We want to kind of explore the current landscape of our field and look for kind of future directions. And we also wanted to look at benchmarking the existing models because there's been a huge amount come out recently. Kind of the outputs we were thinking of, but we will be discussing these later, is to kind of write up a workshop report from this, so all the ideas that we bring together, and also those in the community who couldn't come today, either online or in person, and then potentially a comparison paper for the different models that we're going to be showing today. So this is the workshop organizers. So I'm Eri, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a volcanic fluid geochemist at Timetable GNS Science here in New Zealand. We've got Jeff Kilgar, who's also from Timetable here in New Zealand. And then online, we've got Echo, Kyla, and Penny, who you can see on the online thing here, who we've all been organizing this workshop. And you'll hear from everyone today. So just a few kind of results from the surveys I sent out. So where's my mouse? Here we go. One of the questions was, what is your speciality? And one of our aims was to bring together people who were from across all the kind of different disciplines. And you'll see here, we did get a pretty good spread of people. So a lot of people have done some kind of modeling. About 25% of people have been involved in experiments. A lot of people have done some microanalysis. So this might be melt inclusions or fluid inclusions. And then we've got about 20% who've done field measurements. So collecting and analyzing gas or fluids in the field. And then we also had asked what kind of codes you guys have used in the past. So this is percentage of responders who've used all the different codes. And first of all, we can see that we've got a large variety of codes that people are using in the community to look at degassing. And that the most kind of popular codes are volatile calc and magmas. So the timetable for today, all of these times are in New Zealand daylight time, just for those who aren't here in the room or online in New Zealand. We've just got this little opening part first, and then we've got introduction to the models. So this is going to be authors of different codes describing what their models do and how they work, which will be great. We've then got a little break. And then we're going to present some results from benchmarking the different codes compared to each other. So we've all run the same compositions and the same starting conditions, and we're going to see how those different codes compare and kind of where they're most applicable. Next, we've got our kind of three big kind of topic questions that we want to discuss. And these are going to be just over an hour each session. And what we've kind of chosen are three large questions. So what are the experimental and modeling gaps? What do observational researchers need models to do? And can we link solubility outputs to monitoring? And under these, we've kind of got three sub-questions. So what are the key open questions or needs relating to the topic? What are some of the existing challenges and some potential solutions? And what is a potential target area where a multidisciplinary study could help us answer this? So what we want to do is kind of think of these three sub-questions when answering each of the big kind of main questions. And the structure for those kind of discussion parts is going to be a 20-minute kind of keynote talk. So we've got multiple for the first one, and then one each for the second that we'll be introducing later. 5 minutes of questions for that. Then we'll go into 30-minute breakout sessions. And then we're going to have 10 minutes of feedback immediately after. And for the breakout sessions, In the room, it's your tables, and online, we're going to have breakout rooms as well. And the idea for this is if you start with quick intros around your table, so name, pronouns if you feel comfortable, and then you'll see a fact relevant to the chair scribe rule, which will make sense in a minute. We're going to start with kind of 5 minutes of quiet time, just to scribble some ideas down on the paper you've got in the room, or we've got some whiteboards online, just have a think about your responses to that. And then we'll go into discussion. So one of the things is to take space, make space. So if you've got something you want to say, obviously share it with the group. But if you feel that you're being a little quiet, maybe try and give some ideas out to the room. And if you feel that you're maybe talking too much, give space to other people to talk. So if you've spoken, try and wait for 2 other people to speak before speaking so that we hear from everybody. We're going to have some little rules for the chair and the scribe. So the chair, your job will be to make sure everyone has a chance to speak and to make sure we go through all the sub-questions. And then you're going to feedback 1 main point from the group at the end of the discussion. And then the scribe is going to make notes on a joint Google Doc. So you should have all got a link to make notes in that. These rules are going to be like, whose birthday is closest to January 1st? So when you do your intros, you'll just say when your birthday is, like, I'm Eri, I use she, her pronouns, and my birthday is March 11th. And then that'll help us so that we hopefully move around and don't have the same people chairing and scribing. And we're going to try and mix people up. So each topic, we're going to move people around in the room so that you get a chance to meet everyone here. Then we're going to have feedback from the breakouts. So Echo, Kyla, and Penny are going to go through the notes in the document and try and pull together the ideas that you guys have thought of and feed those back so that we can have a bigger group discussion here in the room and online. And then we'll have a little bit of discussion for next steps.